You are tuned into the philosophy expand and build upon your creativity, imagination, and innovation. Everything is created twice. First in the mind, then it becomes reality. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve. So you go out there to do the work day after day. Confidence, put yourself out there boldly and authentically, even though the success, the creation has not arrived, have not manifested just yet. But you know that the richest place on earth, the richest real estate on earth is the graveyard where dreams and goals and everything else die along with you because you did not have the courage, the boldness, the confidence, maybe the bold confidence to make things happen to instead of all or just even waiting. But that's all going to change because instead of waiting, you got this go-getter energy to make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. This is the method, the philosophy, the framework, and everything else soon to be in a movement known as Creates Like a God. This is your man's Jaron Mitchell, a.k.a. Jaron Winning Mitchell. Today's topic I'll be talking about today is Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Okay, I suggest you get this book. I also got the workbook I have not touched just yet, but I will be touching this book. And I got this book, and I suggest you go ahead and get the book for yourself. You can go to jaronmitchell.com/read to get your book, the list that I have and other books that I have. And go ahead and get right to it, man. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Make sure you go ahead and pick up the book and read it, man. You may say, hey, Jaron, why you can go and change some of this information when somebody's saying somebody's work? Hey, man, this had to be the purpose of creation. How to create and create whatever it is that you have for yourself. Create like a God, okay? You are the co-creator of your own reality. You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, okay? And what is your intentions? What are you willing to create? I kind of realized that my podcast is actually emotional intelligence type work, okay? Because you're willing to create. What are you willing to create? Emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence, mostly of your success is going to be 90% of emotional intelligence. The rest, 10% is mechanics. But that's besides the point. This is the Create Like a God podcast, and we kind of digressing a little bit. I had to turn that heater in the back because your man's burning up a little bit. But go ahead and if you're looking on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, like this video, comment below at the end as well. Make sure you do it right now as well. Make sure hit that notification bell. If you're on my YouTube, go onto my YouTube on iTunes or whatever platform you're using, leave a 5-star rating review, whatever you feel like is necessary for this podcast. If it's a negative review as well, hey man, that's just improvement I can make. Or you just don't like me, hey, that's plain and simple. Cool. Hey man, if I was you, I wouldn't like me either. Maybe, who knows, man. But and all that. And also, if you're looking at my podcast, listen to the podcast feed. Make sure you go ahead and go to the show notes and hit the show notes. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And also YouTube podcast feed. If you listen on the podcast, make sure you follow, subscribe, whatever it shows on whatever you listen to, whatever platform you're listening to. Leave a 5-star rating and review so that way we can go into the rankings, and that way everybody else can see it and get the Create Like a God philosophy, Create Like a God podcast, Create Like a God content, and many other things that we're going to be working on as well. And pretty soon, as you can see, shout out to Dre Baldwin, I'm wearing a Work on Your Game hat. We will be having some merch getting up soon, so that way you guys support the podcast and everything like that. There's 3 ways how to support it. You go ahead, you already know. So with that, let's go ahead and get to the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Okay, I read this book, love this book. I listened to it a couple times. That's why I got the workbook. I usually listen to the audiobook actually when I'll be driving Uber, listen to the audiobook. And this book I will definitely be reading it again, reading it multiple times, reading it more than once, and learning the 7 habits of highly effective people. There is an 8th habit. Have not got the book, so I will not be talking about that. Go ahead, pick up the book, his books. So we'll be getting the 8th habit. I think he a little bit had it on this book that I have right here, the 25th anniversary edition that I have. And he has a little bit, I think he has a little bit in the back, or the part of the 8th. Yeah, the part of it with that, the 8th habit, but I will not be discussing the 8th habit because he has a specific book on the 8th habit of highly effective people. We'll not be discussing that, but we'll be discussing the 7 habits of highly effective people. So great book. Suggest you go ahead and read it and pick up the book and invest in yourself like you're already doing, invest in yourself today. So this is just a little snippet, but just still, most of the books that I mentioned, everything like that, make sure you go ahead and pick up the book for yourself, read it for yourself, and take it from there. Let's go ahead and get to point number one, which today's topic, which is 7 habits of highly effective people. First habit is being proactive. Okay, first habit is being proactive. Efficient people do not just sit back and let things happen to them. They are proactive rather than reactive. They take steps to improve their lives in the areas that they can control, exert influence over. Recently I've been reactive, letting circumstances get in my way. But you know what? No longer, man. Hey, podcast, supposedly 7 days a week back in 2019, let circumstances get in the way. 2020, let circumstances get in the way. 2021, let some circumstances get in the way. But now we're not doing that, man. 2022, whole different story. Got into a leadership emotional intelligence workshop, developing myself, developing for you guys. And we're going to have some people guests onto the show. But with that, be proactive, be proactive. Don't sit back and let things happen. Go and let them go out and make things happen. Sometimes we get in our head. We let the circumstances, we got victim mentality. We start blaming, we start pointing the finger. You know what, man? Start creating your own circumstances. Create circumstances that you want. But guess what? Because the circumstances you don't want, you also create them too. Okay. You also create them too. Acknowledge that, take responsibility of that, take ownership of that, then go out and create the ones that you do want, create the circumstances that you do want, and be proactive with it. You have certain things that you can control. And I'll talk about this. You control your health. Okay. You control what you put in your body. You control your exercise. You control your money. You control your bank account. You can control your environment. Who do you want in your circle? Who you don't need to be in your circle? Who is a bad influence in your circle? And be careful who you want in your circle. Guess what? Because people that's around you some people around you want to see you, will like to see you lose. There'll be a bad influence on you. Don't even know it. They'll be just being around them will bring you bad things will bad happen. So their stuff their shit becomes your shit. And I know this. How did I know this? Because I experienced this. I experienced this since I say early 2018. Okay. Met some individual late 2017, early 18. Netflix deal supposed to happen. That never happened. Okay. Netflix deal. Supposed to be working for someone who with Netflix, okay? Had supposedly picked up the show. His show got picked up from Netflix. And I believe I was supposed to be like some type of, I don't remember, it was like did some work, never got paid for it. Woke up one day, my phone's off because it was like business type partner thing. And that's true, man. One of the 31 causes of failure is having the wrong partner, also marriage, but also having the wrong business partner. So make sure you be careful who you surround yourself with. Not be careful, just know who you're surrounding yourself with. Okay. And make sure if you don't want this person in your circle, don't have them in your circle. Keep a distance. Don't interact with them that much. Just brush them off. Okay. But who do you, and also in the relationships, you can have control over your relationships. Who you want to be with. That's part of the environment. So be proactive. Efficient people do not just sit back and let things happen to them. You got to go out and start making things happen for yourself. Don't sit back and wait because no one's going to save you. No one's going to make your dreams a reality. If you're broke, down, poor, don't even have no money, no one's going to help you unless you help yourself. Go out and start making some things happen for yourself. So that way you'll be able to get the help that you need. You're able to get the support that you need. Because if you don't want the support, if you don't want the help, it's going to be hard. You're going to be resistant. You're going to be like, I don't want to do it. I don't, So make sure you go ahead and don't let things sit back and happen, and be proactive. The people that are highly effective, highly effective people, they are proactive rather than reactive. They take steps towards their lives in an area that they can control or exert influence over. So what can you control in your environment? What can you control? There's certain things you control. You can control your mindset. You can take full possession of your own mind, which let me read this again if you guys don't know. Okay, this is something with Napoleon Hill's, one of his books, which is A Positive Mental Attitude. Not his book, but somebody else did a book and did something on it. And this is I got right here that I have in one of my flashcards is this quote: I believe my mind is my own. I believe I can take full possession of my own mind. I believe I can direct and control my emotions, moods, feelings, intellects, tendencies, attitudes, passions, habits of attention of developing a positive mental attitude. I will develop a positive mental attitude. Everything as well is a choice. You have a choice with everything that you do. You can make a choice in something. You choose not to go to work, and you choose not to go to work. You choose certain things, you don't have to do it, man. You choose don't want to go to class, you choose not have to. You don't have to, you get to. Your choices. No one's holding you back. You don't have to do this. No one's holding you from that. So control your environment, control what you control. Do not worry about what you cannot control. Control only what you can control and exert influence over it, and watch magic and watch creation happens when you be proactive. Point number 2, today's top, which is 7 habits of highly effective people. Point number 2 is begin with the end in mind. Okay, this is why I talk about with the create like a God and everything like that. Begin with the end in mind. In order to ensure you are on the right path in life, you can create a clear vision of who you want to become and how you want to live your life. Your personal mission statement helps identify what is important, and rather you are actively taking the necessary actions. Okay, definite chief aim. What is your definite chief aim in life? Napoleon Hill. Okay, what you have a clear vision for yourself. Do you have a clear vision of yourself? Do you have a definite chief aim? Okay, do you have a purpose in life? You don't, you will move around the world. You'll move in this world, which I'm dealing with a friend right now, not dealing with him, but encouraging him to figure out his purpose, man. Figure out his purpose, invest in himself. And anybody looking for transformation, looking for any type of transformation, anything like that, make sure you call me. You can go ahead, call me, leave me a text message. I got my own little business number. You can go ahead and hit me up at 661 I think it's 483-3004. Thing right now. If you don't know, go into the show notes. If you're looking on YouTube, make sure you go in the description, and I can get you enrolled in your own this emotional intelligence leadership type of workshop. So that way you could able to have this personal mission statement, able to have something that you care about, your own vision, and make something happen for yourself, able to create like a guy, able to create whatever that you have, whatever you desire in your life. Okay. The mindset is important, man. And you having a definite chief aim, you clear on what you want to do. You have this personal mission statement. You identify what is important in you rather than and take those necessary actions. Not even that you will have support, but guess what? You can't do it alone. You cannot do things alone. You cannot do things by yourself. You can have to bring people on with you and get them enrolled in your vision, and you getting enrolled in other people's visions. Okay. So make sure anything like that, you can go ahead and message me. Go ahead, send me a message. Go ahead and text me. Hey, and if I talk to you, love to know what you do, and let's get to it, man. But ensure that you're on the right path. You got to ensure you're on the right path, and you can't do stuff alone. You can't do things alone, man. So have a clear vision for yourself. But this first friend, I've been certain friend, he's one of my downline, and he's trying to figure some things out. He's trying to figure what his life, where he wants to do. He doesn't know exactly what he do. He doesn't know. He's moving in this world aimlessly which and according to Napoleon Hill, he's quote unquote a drifter. Okay. He is a drifter, going life with the flow. No, you got to know what you want. You got to demand what you want, and you got to go out and take the necessary actions to create in life. It doesn't matter if you fail, you keep failing, because guess what? You can fail a whole bunch of different times. Those are all learning lessons. Those are all feedbacks. And guess what? Take 10,000 ways it did not work for Thomas Edison to invent the electric light bulb. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace to Kobe, Black Mamba. Rest in peace, my mans. I wish I would have met you. I wish I would have met you in person. But he has the most missed shots in the NBA, but still one of the greatest players who ever played the game, 5 championships. Michael Jordan, same, most missed shots with probably a lot of missed shots. And he talked about it. There's a quote on him. I don't remember it by the top of my head. He failure. That's why he succeeds. Okay. And my cousin, have a cousin, he was telling me, hey man, like if you failure, if you embrace failure or something like that, you say something about a loser. You love losing. Nah, man. Hey, if you want to fucking win, if you want to be that winner, you got to take a whole bunch of goddamn L's. You got to take a whole bunch of them, to get to your vision, to get what it is. You don't say you got to, you can get some help. You can get the shortcut to get support, get a mentor and everything, and get around you. But you will be taking some L's. You will be taking some losses. But the losses are also learning lessons. They're feedback. Take it as feedback. It's not really a loss, but it's feedback. Okay. Think about what it is that you can improve. Okay. So let me read this again. In order to ensure you are in the right path, you'll need to create a clear vision of who you want to become and how you can live your life. Your personal vision statement helps you identify what is important, or rather, you are actually taking the necessary steps. What's important to you? Write it down. Grant Cardone, I mentioned this before. Write your goals early in the morning. If you feel disappointment, write them when after you feel disappointment. You disappointment, took an L, take a loss. After then, it makes you, and also before you go to sleep, because your mind is on it. Your mind is focusing on it. Your mind is preparing for it. Same thing with a personal vision statement. Okay, it helps you identify what you want in life. It helps you identify what's important. Rather, you're actually, and also you taking actions, taking necessary acts towards those actions. Okay, so begin with the end in mind. Begin. Okay, go begin with the end. This is my vision. This is where I want to be. I want to live in a 2-bedroom apartment. Okay. One, there's an office, one is my sleep, and it's in a very good area. Very good area of Los Angeles, California. It has a pool. The place has a pool in this part. I'm meeting great people around this area. And what it tastes like, what it feels like, using your 5 senses and visualize it within your own mind. And see how this is going to write it down, whatever it is you're going to do. And that is the end. You know that, okay, this is what I want. Now, let me take the necessary steps to get to the other side. Let me get to the necessary steps to get over there, to make my dreams a reality, and who I'm going to attract around my circle, or who I'm going to attract, which law of magnetism, law of attraction, still got to take action with the law of action, with law of attraction, being aligned. Who I'm going to attract, who's going to be coming there, who's going to be with me, who's going to be with me when I'm able to, yeah, I done it, man, I freaking did it, I done it, I did it. You keeping that as the end of mind, keeping that vision there, and you go out and make some things happen instead of waiting for things to happen, instead of waiting for certain things to happen to you. Point number 3, today's topic, which is 7 habits of highly effective people, which is put first things first. Okay, what you got to do is, if you get the book, make use of Stephen Covey time was a time management matrix to help focus on what's important tasks at the right time in the matrix, to divide it by 4 in the quadrant. Haven't done this yet, honestly, but go ahead, make sure you go ahead and do that. Keep put first things first. What's his most important things first? Wake up in the morning. Okay, this is important. This is important. Helps with time management. Okay, according to Grant, could be wrong, haven't read this book in a while, but according with Grant, hey, you don't want to manage time, you want to create more time for yourself. Okay, but still, you got to see what is important. Maybe you can go to sleep early, wake up early in the morning. You got some more time out the day that you've done. Okay, so you got the urgent and you got non-urgent. You got necessary, distractions. So you got necessary, quadrant 1, necessities. Quadrant 3, which is just on the left, kind of like the cash flow quadrant, which is distractions. You have that on the left. Okay, then you have quadrant 2 on the right, which is not urgent. So the left is urgent and the right is non-urgent. Okay, effectiveness. 4, waste. Okay, travel work. You got proactive, important goals, creative thinking, planning, prevention, and the quadrant 4, waste. So I haven't done that yet. I take full responsibility of that, and let you guys know when that comes successful with me with that. It's been a while since I actually listened to the book, and I will be reading the book since I got the workbook as well. Okay, let's get to point number 4. I don't have much of point number 3 to talk about. Point number 4, today's topic, which is the 7 habits of highly effective people, which is point number 4, think win-win. Okay. Think win-win. The win-win mindset, it seems the world is being cooperative rather than competitive. Okay, in order to have a win-win mindset, we must maintain an abundance mentality. There's plenty for everyone, and there is, because you benefit doesn't mean you will lose. There's plenty for every man. There's so much abundance. There's so much money. There's $1 trillion in the marketplace. Literally, people can, if they put their mindset in the right mind, they become a millionaire or 6-figure earner. Being the 6-figure earner, being a billionaire, whatever it is, man. Like, people can, if they change their mindset, win-win. I remember I remember I said this. I did create an episode of it. If not on YouTube or anything like that, but I will be talking about it again, which is a remix. Is that there's no such thing as too much success. You know, Grant talks about success is your obligation, your duty, and your responsibility. Me, I'm gonna say success is your duty, your obligation, and your responsibility. And there's no such thing as too much success. There's no such thing. Okay, everybody want to be successful at something, and that will not take away from it. You know, you got there's so many women on this planet. There's so many guys on this planet. You know, so I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna give you this story. Okay, so I thought about it. This is something with my morals. This is something that I have a stand for. That I have standards. You know, I have principles and standards. Okay, one thing is first. You know, I'm in a relationship at this current moment, but before I was in a relationship, I will not. If there's a girl that has a boyfriend, you know, and I think about it with King David. Okay, within the Bible, King David, is that why? And another thing too is like, why would I want to get with another woman when there's so many women on this planet, so many other women that I can get with, so many other women I like to be that could possibly be there from your relationship with? Why would I want to try to steal somebody else's girl? Or I won't even say steal. It's not theirs to begin with. You know, women make, you know, they got choices and decisions they can make. Those are wrong choices and everything like that. And that's when karma will come back in. Okay, so with the whole win-win is that, okay, yeah, I may like this individual. This is attracted, but hey, this person already in a relationship. I want to get myself caught up with some dumb stuff, or, you know, with marriage and anything like that. Get myself caught up. Like, why? That's, you know, which according to with the Bible and everything, that would be adultery, or which I say the 7 deadly sin of lust. Okay, so do not let your lust get with that. I don't know my lust getting away with it, because I know this person was in a relationship. I wanted to talk and see what's going on, but you know what? I say, you know what? Nah, this is my principle, my standards. I'm my own man. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you guys about the red pill community and everything like that. I am red pill aware, actually. Just let you guys know, if you know what I'm talking about, if it's men or the red pill and everything like that. I am not. I got integrity as a man. I got principles, I got standards, and I'd not rather do that, because guess what? Karma will come back and bite me, because the energy you put out, the energy you will get. I believe I talked about this whenever you listen to the law of karma. Okay, the 12 laws of karma, whenever that episode comes in, or before this, I don't know. So we're going to see about that. But think win-win. That's what I'm saying. Abundantly. You know, red pill talks about abundant women. Women are abundant. Some guys don't care. They will do certain things like that to wives, and, you know, women. Same thing with women. They won't care. But there's abundance. You know, there is abundance of men. There's abundance of money. There's abundance of women. They might not be abundance of actually men who can actually be in that 20% where most of the women now wants to date now on 20% of which men. So if you're a man right here, hey, work on yourself, my man. But still create the life you want. If you want to get married, if you want to have a relationship, whatever it is your life you want. But think win-win. There's abundance. And me going back to, there's no such thing as successful. My friend, he said, oh, no. You don't want to be too successful. You don't want to be too, like, what the hell do you mean I don't want to be too successful? Everybody want to be less successful in their raising their kids. Everybody want to be successful in their career. Everybody wants to be successful financially. Everybody want to be successful in getting their health right. Everybody want to be successful in living the life that they truly want. Everybody want to be successful in their business. Everybody is like, there's no such thing as too much, man. There's no such thing. Once I accomplish one success, then I can go to the next one. You know, there's no such thing as too much success. There's no such thing. Okay, there's depending on success is depending on your definition of success. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Okay, according to Earn Nightingale. Grant, I think the word success comes from taking over the throne. Are you going to take over your throne, your life? You know, I look at success as living your full potential, living life in your own terms. That's what success means to me. Living your life in your own terms, living to be at your fullest potential, and being happy and live a fulfilling life. That's what success means to me. It's nothing that had to do with all these cars and all this money. You know, there's abundance of phones. Look at this. If you're watching me on YouTube, or where you at right now, look where you at right now. How much money did all that cost? How much? I know we talk about money, but look, it's win-win, man. There's abundance. That's the whole type I'm trying to say is abundance type of mindset. Abundance. It will come to you. It's abundance. Don't think scarcity. Point number 5, today's topic, which is 7 habits of highly effective people, which is seek to first seek to be understand, then to be understood. Okay. In order to have a meaningful conversation, we need to develop empathetic listening. This involves deeply listening into the understanding of other people's perspective. Empathetic listening requires more than just listening with your ears. You must focus on nonverbal cues such as body language and tone of voice. Okay. Be interested in people. Be interested in people, then to be understood. Not understood, then to be understand people. Seek first to understand. Understand where the person coming from. Understand living in their type of shoes. Okay, where are they coming from this? I'm interested in what you got to say. Pay attention to their body language, which I'm not a professional in body language, but I'm more I'm working on myself, the more I'm developing myself, I can see, or learning about body language, I can see how someone, when they cross or pay attention, how their body language is, the little cues there, the tone of the voice. Okay, like, so having this low tone of the voice is low energy. It can feel it. Everything in the universe is made up of energy. Everything in the universe is vibrating at a certain frequency. Okay, body language. Lately, like I said, I've been watching a lot of watching a lot of true crime stuff. And one of the YouTube channels I was watching was called I forgot the name of their channel right now, but they had some like 3 hours some interrogation, breaking it down and everything like that. And like somebody like saying no, but their body, they're shaking their head yes, and they're unaware of it. Like their subconscious mind is unaware of it. So it's like their body language, their words are not matching their body. Okay, but first seek to understand. Seek what the person's understand. This is great with sales. See what they want, not listening to what they want. And I can say enrollment or sales, but listen to what they got to say. Listen to their problems. This is great with service. Okay, listen to what they like to have or what they want. Okay, and seeking to understand them, then you can be understood. Or you have a problem with a family member or something, like see where they're coming from, see what they like. Let's seek to understand where their type of mindset, because some people create stories in themselves and you got the story in their head, and it's like there's only one truth. There's no two sides every story. There's only one truth. There's multiple sides of different stories, but there's one truth, only one truth, only one truth that it is. So seek to understand what people got to go through. If you not say go through, but seek what this individual is doing, your friends, your family, whatever it is with that relationship, in a meaningful conversation. Listen to them. Be actually generous to listen to them and see what they have to say, and understand what the other person's perspective is, the other person paradigm is, what their perspective. Listening, understand, like even with like debates, you can say, or arguments or whatever like that. See, okay, I understand where you're coming from. I can see that's in your point of view. Every single one of us is our own individual. We own our own reality. Wherever I see in my mind or see something, it's right in their mind, but it can be wrong somewhere in your mind. But it's right, and they believe that within their own mind. So let's go ahead and get to point number 6 today's talk, which is 7 habits of highly effective people, which is point number 6 is synergize. Okay, to synergize is to be open in an uncertain and creation of cooperation. Synergy is the ultimate form of cooperation. I said corporation. Cooperation. My excuse. For example, my apologies. I say, for example, when we create synergy with others, we can cooperate with them and create value is greater than what we would be able to achieve separately. We are capable of creating this value by bringing our different perspectives and understandings to the table. Okay, this is known. Reading that, because I had it on my notes and everything like that. Me reading that reminds me of the Mastermind group. Okay, I'm gonna have an episode on it, the power of the Mastermind group. Why you should have a mastermind group, why of importance. Okay, synergy. I believe 1.1 plus 1 equals 3, something like that. You take one, even even with 2 people, you have a man and a woman, 1 plus 1 able to create a child, and that's 3. No, not 2, 3. Okay, so 1 plus 1 with synergy. Let me read that again. Let me read that to you guys again. To synergize is to be open to the uncertainties of the creation of the cooperation. Synergy is the ultimate form of cooperation. For example, when we create synergy with others, we can cooperate with them and create value of greater than what we able to achieve separately. We are capable of creating this value and bringing our different perspectives and understandings to the table. Okay. Cooperation. Even Napoleon Hill, one of Napoleon Hill's talks about, I don't remember what it is, cooperation, having cooperation. Okay. Cooperate with each other. Okay. So make sure, seek to understand, then to be understood. Get that synergy. If you got, see what somebody else got, what other perspectives they got, what other different perspectives, whether they're understands what they're bringing to the table. And we cannot do this alone. We can't. Jesus Christ has 12 disciples. Great companies have other great people within that company to able make something great. Okay. Honestly, there's no such thing as self-made. There's no such thing as self-made, bro. There's no such thing as self-made. People cannot do it alone. Maybe the leader has a vision and people help them attain that vision, and he able to get people there, but you can't do it alone. Where Jeff Bezos at, where Elon Musk is at, they didn't do it alone. Okay. They didn't do it alone where they're at now. They got other things they got to do. Grant Cardone, his company, they didn't do it alone. He got great people, many other people, man. So we cannot do even in a relationship and everything like that. No, don't do it alone. It's harder alone. It's way harder alone. That lone wolf mentality. It's harder. Lone wolf, when a wolf is lone in the wolf, it is because they got ostracized from their pack. We're not like that. We're not looking to win, lose, win, lose. We're looking to win. We're looking to win, be together. Okay. And finding great people and getting their different perspective, their different knowledge and expertise, and the way they look at things in their perspective, and able to synergize it in their understanding, and able to be to cooperate one another. No bickering, anything like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the last point number 7, which is today's topic, which is 7 habits of highly effective people, which is the 7th habit, which is sharpen the saw. Okay, in order to be effective, sometimes we have to take time out of renewal. In the 7 is highly effective people, Covey identifies 4 main areas that we focus on. We call these 4 dimensions of human nature: mental sharpness, physical sharpness, spiritual sharpness, and emotional sharpness. Covey recommends that we should aim to sharpen ourselves mentally, physically, spiritually on a daily basis. Would you look at the day? Why you think I'm talking about this on the Create Like a God podcast? 7 habits of highly effective people. What are the 3? If you guys listen to it, it's not on video or anything like that on my YouTube channel or anything like that. But what are the 3? What are the 3 trinities of Create Like a God? Which you got mind, body, and soul. They're all not, each one of them are even better. They're all the same. Also, emotional sharpness, keeping your emotions in check, because we're emotional creatures, man. We're emotional creatures, but your mind, body, and soul, sharpening the saw. Okay. Renewing ourselves. Okay. Sometimes we have to take time out for renewal, taking some time off, sharpening our mind, getting our mental game right, getting our physical game, fitness, and our health and everything right. Okay. Our body is our temple. Our body is our temple where the Holy Spirit dwells, which is the spirit, the spirituality. Even though you don't believe in God or anything like that, hey man, you're a spiritual being having a human experience. Maybe you don't believe in the Bible. Maybe you're like, no, it could be more. I mean, I believe it's more. I believe the Bible is just giving us what that can help us live a happy and fulfilling life. And it's also historical history and historical. Same thing. I haven't read the Quran yet. I believe the Quran is pretty much the same thing, historical and everything like that. So, and they got the like that, but sharpen the saw. In order to be effective, sometimes we have to take time to renewal, which is, I could say, 48 laws of power. I think it's law number 28, I believe 25, I don't remember, which is reinventing yourself. Always reinventing yourself, always recreating yourself, always become that person that's mentally getting yourself ready. getting yourself better, creating a different you, transforming into a different type of person. Okay. Well, I'll say different type. You still you, but you're like, whoa, like this person I'm seeing, people looking at this person I'm seeing is way different. It's transformation. Okay. And identifies as 4 main areas. Maybe I'm gonna talk about that. That may be a whole different episodes, and how you can sharpening the saw, which is the 4 dimensions of human nature, which is mentally sharpness, physical sharpness, and spiritual sharpness, and emotional sharpness. Protect your emotions as well, man. Don't protect your emotions as well. Don't, that's the heart. That's the heart. And Covey recommends that we should aim to sharpen ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually on a daily basis. So let's do it on a daily basis. You got to pray, get your spirituality up, give, love. Love is spiritual. Love is spiritual. It's not biological. Let you guys know it's spiritual. Okay, we're going to have an episode on that as well, which is why don't get confused. I don't remember the episode right at this moment, but don't get all like, oh, love is many different languages, and I'm gonna many different things you can express love, but we're gonna talk about that. Okay, let's go ahead and recap today's topic, which is 7 habits of highly effective people. Point number 1, which is being proactive. Point number 2, being with the end in mind. Point number 3, putting first things first. Point number put first things first. Point number 4, think win-win. Point number 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Point number 6, synergy. And point number 7, that is sharpening the saw. Okay, if you got to this, make sure you go ahead, hit that link, hit like that button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below, and make sure you go ahead, also go on to subscribe to whatever podcast you like listening to. Leave a 5-star rating and review from the YouTube. If you're from a podcast, show notes and everything, look at the show notes, click on there. And make sure you go ahead and, subscribe to my podcast as well. And also, if you're new, make sure you go ahead and follow, subscribe over the YouTube feed, whatever you're listening to, and click on YouTube, go there, follow, hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, like the video, or just subscribe. You don't have to do that. Just subscribe. Okay. And let's take it from there. If you're looking to enroll, if you're looking to change your vision, if you're looking to better yourself to whatever idea that you have in your mind, make sure you give your mans a call, 661-483-3004. It's in the show notes, YouTube. It's also in the description. I will have everything in the comments as well. And the pin note, Po folks, is not where we at, it's where we come from. And always create like a God. Take control of your own earthly destiny.